If you're tired of bouncing between tools to plan your videos, Canva just changed the game. Now you can brainstorm, organize, and even plan your videos all in one place. Introducing Canva Sheets. This is the tool that you did not know you needed. In this tutorial, I'll show you how I've been using Canva Sheets to track my entire content pipeline. And this video is part of a series for YouTubers that want to do more without juggling a million tabs. Once in Canva, click on the Sheet icon. This will open up a brand new spreadsheet for you. Canva Sheets is still rolling out to everyone, so don't panic if you don't see it yet. Since this is a new document, I thought that I would just give you a bird's eye view of what's inside Canva Sheets. Canva's new document type includes designs, which is templates, elements, that's where you can find things that you may want to use in your design, a text icon tab where you can find all sorts of things. Your brand kit is also here in Sheets. You've got your upload folder where you can upload things from your device. Here are tools. You can choose select or even draw, shapes, lines, sticky notes, and even text again. Here's projects, and I find projects really helpful. If I find a project and I find a spreadsheet that I know that I like the style of, then I can get that spreadsheet from an old project and then just refill in the stuff. For this one, I could change the date, I could change the title, but everything's formatted the way I want to, and I don't have to build it from scratch. There are apps that you can use from Canva. Some are not going to work in Canva Sheets, such as captions. We've got quick action. You can type in something that you want. Let's say date for an example. Then you will be able to select a publish date, a film date, an edit date, whatever you want. You can always collapse the side panel. They're very basic. I'm going to go over them real quickly. We've got comments, we've got magic charts, sorting, number formatting, decimal, background color of a cell, border, fonts, font sizes, and then other word formatting things. I really like copy style for Canva Sheets. We've got open menu where it's going to open up and we can go back home. Let's close that. There's file, resize, which I don't think you can resize. Yep. You can't resize a sheet. There's something here called editing, commenting, and view only. There's the ever popular undo button. This little cloud tells you whether the things you've done in there have been saved or not. This is a title. So typically for titles, I will go with the date of the video and then sort of the topic. If you've shared the sheet with someone, you can track the analytics of who's looked at it. Here are all the comments that are on your document if you have made one. Of course, there's the share where you can download public view link. You can also include, if you have Canva Pro, a template link for someone else to be able to use. We've got this button, which is also quick action. We've got notes where you can make notes about what's on your design without interrupting your design. This allows you to zoom in and out on your design so that you can really get an awesome overview or a really close-up view. Do you want to see the forest or do you want to see the leaves? This is called pages. This is one view. And if you click this, it will give you thumbnails at the bottom if you have multiple pages in your design. Here, if I did have another page, you could go to the page, the exact page that you want, just by typing it in. I love using grid view to go choose the page as well. If you want to present your sheet as a presentation, you can do that by clicking that button, and you can always ask Canva for help. Now that we've gone over the basics, let's dive into an example of how I've been using Canva sheets. This first layout has completely changed my YouTube workflow when it comes to planning a month of content at one time. This is just one of 2 examples I'm going to show. I like to put my film date, my publish date, my video status. What am I doing with that video at this time? For this one, I'm filming this video. I like to put my title idea or just a basic general idea of what the video is going to be about. I like to add my potential thumbnail. When I click on it, I can see it at a bigger glance. I like to put my Canva design in this project for the specific video that it is, because this is a month's view at a time. What I'm hoping will happen at some point is that we will be able to click this and it will open up the design automatically. But right now, what we have to do is go to the link button, which is also Control or Command K. I can copy this and then paste it into a new tab, open it up that way if I want to go to that design. I'm also liking putting the topic idea, because sometimes a title, like, you can't tell at a glance what that is, and the content type. What type of video is this? I'm going to show you how to change a cell's background color. You click the cell that you want to change. This says background color, and we can change it to whatever color that we would like. If you want to change more than one cell, the first thing you can do is go ahead and left click and highlight everything that you would like to change, like this. If you want to change all the cells, you could click change all, but we're not going to do that. If I made this one and went, oh, I want these, what I could do is I'm using my mouse and I'm hovering over this little white square. I'm just going to drag it across, and all of them will be that color. How do you add words? It's as simple as going to a cell and typing in the words. If you want to change the font size of the whole sheet so that you want every single cell to have 16 instead of default of 10, this is what you're going to do. Click this little button. You're going to click the font size and then change it to what you want. You can do the same thing for any other thing that you would like. If you want it to be a different font, let's say Anton, that's going to do the same thing. I'm all about working smarter, not harder. If there is a line of something that you want to change, then you can click the whole line. I know that I want that to be 13 and I want that to be bold. Well, now I've got that whole line will be that. Let's do some testing. Canvassador. If I type this one in, say Canvassador, it is 16, not bolded. This one's 13, bolded. All you need to do to add a date is click Action, Date. We're going to click that, click this, and click the date that you would like to thumb. Earlier, I mentioned that if you double click this, it will expand to what you need. Dates and drop downs are different. And so what you're going to do is left click on the edge and bring it out. You can even click this number formatting and change to more formats and change it to your preferred way of writing the dates in your cells. If you want to change the color of your date, then all you need to do is change the text color. You're not going to be able to see it for a minute, but I'm going to change it to something, this color right here. When I click out of it, you're going to see that it's that. Let's try this again. You can see all of those changes were made. If you're going to have a lot of dates, then what you can do is take this and drag it down. All of them are going to be that date. Then you can switch to it and make new dates. I have found that it's really helpful to do this in the month that you're doing, because then it pulls up that month for the next one. It makes it really fast to change the dates. On this, I show you a Canva design. Let me show you how we add that. In order to get a Canva design, what you're going to want to do is click this quick action and then start to type in Canva. We're going to go here with Canva design. You can choose which Canva design you want to add. I would add this one. Something that I think Canva could do to improve this is actually either sort it by last edited date, or add a search function there so that we could search for the designs we want, because sometimes that's a little hard. If you want, I could actually copy this link, Control C, take this and paste it in here, Control V, it will change it for you. I like that too. I'm going to show you how to add a thumbnail to your cell. What you're going to do is go to Uploads, upload your file, and then click the file that you want in the cell, and it goes there. I also love to use Canva Sheets to help me with title, brainstorm, and ranking. In order to get Canva Magic right, what you're going to do is click on Quick Action. You can scroll down for Magic Right, and you can prompt it something. This is where I would paste in my titles and say, please rank these titles. Love it, like it, not yet. But here's the thing, Canva Sheets work really well with Canva Doc. Let's click Pages here, and I'm going to show you what I mean. Here's my title brainstorm. Love it, like it, needs work. I think I may have put the title and the hook together that I came up with and asked how they work together. If you're in a Canva sheet and you want to add a Canva doc, click Add Page Type and click Doc, and this will bring up a document. This is where I really like to use Magic Write because Magic Write has plenty of space. I might type something, please write 20 titles for a video about using Canva Sheets for YouTube. Don't know how well this is going to work. There are keywords that I might be able to pick up that I might want to infuse in my title or even in my video itself. Oh, well, I really loved this, but ChatGPT said it needed work. Why does this title need work? When I get that insight, I can rework it and make it better. You want something like this, a big label at top. How would you do that? First, you need to find an image that you want to use. I might go to Elements and search for, I want a bright gradient. If for some reason it had gone into a cell like this, you could click the three dots and detach image. But basically, you want your image to not be in a cell. Put it across the table however you would like it. And then we're going to shrink this up. I just changed mine to white because I can read title brainstorming quicker in the white color than I can the black. Play around with it and see what you can read. Go to your text icon. Canva Pro members have a brand kit where you can set it up. I've got mine set up for Anton at 144. If you don't, then you can just click add a text box like this and then change anything you want right there. Before I change the color, I'm going to go ahead and size this down. I think I actually want to just shrink this a little bit so that I can see the full design. I'm going to go ahead and hide the thumbnail. That gives me a little more space too. I'm going to bring this up here and size it into this. Now I'll be able to highlight everything and change the color and close out of this. Title and ranking. Left click, drag this out. You can change your font and your style and anything like that as well. That's how I created this, and then I did one with my rank, title idea, ChatGPT ranking, Canva AI, and what it emphasizes. If I scroll it down, you will see just how many title options I used. How did I do the drop-down menu for ranking? Go to Actions. This is key. Search for drop down. Create a drop down is where you create your own. I tend to start off with one of Canva's drop downs and then customize that one for myself. Click that. Look, this one's yes, no. It's 2 options. If you want 2 options, that's a good one. This one has 3 options. This one also has 3 options. I'm looking at the colors too. Do I like them? This one's approval. It's got a whole lot more. For the one where I had different options with the planning and the editing and the filming and things like that, I started off with approval. For this one, I'm going to use this one, high, medium, low. Remember our little trick about sizing things up? We're going to do that right now and size everything to 16. But I don't want those to be that word. How can I fix it? Hover over the one you want to fix. Now edit. This one, love it. This one, like it. This one, boo. Let's just do that instead. If I wanted to change the color of something, you click this, select the color that you would like, and you can go back and it will change the color of that. You can click add new option and change that to more. You can select a color option there as well. Do I do that each time I want to create a drop-down menu? No, I do not. Remember the little drop-down thing that I showed you before with words? You can do the same thing with these drop-down menus and just drag down. You will notice that some of them are different color. That's because that cell was formatted for that color. If I drop down these, those should be all the correct colors. What happens if you decide you want the words to be different, not set? What if you want it to say ranking instead? We're going to change it to ranking. Then we can update all of the drop downs in this design for them all to say ranking. That is a time saver. Let's say that you know that several of them are love it. Just drag down all of them and they will be love it. We can drag down, those are going to be like it. Canva Sheets is brand new, and it is so new that I don't know even a tenth of what it can do. I have tried to film this section right here 4 or 5 times already. If you create content on YouTube, and this is for YouTubers, so I'm assuming you do, you know what it's like when you just get stuck. Right now, I'm stuck. I think the reason why the first part went well and I did not get stuck there is because I had a script outline. I had something that I could look at if I did get stuck, and it would allow me to go through it. I'm stuck right now because I've got here highlighted more magic actions, but I did not go through the process of figuring out exactly what I wanted to teach. That was a mistake. I think what I'm going to do is set a 30-second timer and real quickly talk about each thing that I think it can do. And then when the timer goes off, I'm going to move on to the next thing. Generate table. Basically what this is, it will keep you from starting your document, your spreadsheet, with a blank design. You can generate a content calendar for every single day of the month for different channels. Let's say you want something for YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, newsletter, whatever, and it will give you a content calendar. Let's move on to fill empty cells. Let's say that you've already filled one. You filled one maybe with titles, YouTube titles. You can highlight things like this, click fill empty cells, and it will continue writing for you. This is part of Canva AIs with Magic Write. Magic Charts. This is where you can highlight over a section and get a magic chart, aka a chart. I really think it's going to be helpful to see how many title ideas are like it, how many title ideas are love it, etc. Let's move on. Magic Insight is really fun. This is an example. How many times was the title given the love it, like it, or need it work rank? And then it gave it to me. Oh, here's an example of a magic chart. Here is a chart where it shows me, oh, love it, 52.4%, like it, 42.9%, needs work, 4.8%. I prefer to use Magic Write actually in Canva Doc, but some of the things I've shown you are actually Magic Write. If I click Magic Write right now, it will say prompt anything. I could prompt it to do something. Some of the other features, bulk create. Bulk create, I will be doing a full-on tutorial on, but I do need time to grasp my hands around it because this basically allows you to create a bunch of different social media posts at one time. It might even include things like YouTube Shorts. You fill up your sheet, use bulk create, it will create a bunch of individual posts for you. Resize design is tricky in Canva Sheets. Basically what you have to do, you can start by selecting a cell that contains a design, and resize it to be something else. It adds that new size in your sheet. Translate. You wrote it in English, you want it in Spanish, use a translate button and it will translate it to different languages. There are so many options here. Apply brand voice. We're going to select these. Go to Action and choose Apply Brand Voice. This allows me to choose a brand voice that I've already set up with Magic Write. Right here, this little arrow, I've got my brand voice: informal, instructional, casuals, and conversational, newsletter snippets. I'm not sure which brand voice it applied, but it did try to apply one of my brand voices. Import data, I'm assuming, yep, where you can upload data and you could get your data also from these specific apps. Then there's the insert. You can mention someone, which is essentially other Canva creators that you can mention. Date, drop down, we've discussed. Link is sort of the same thing with Canva Design. You saw me do that earlier. Canva Design and formula. Formula, really describe what you want your formula to do. But that's really kind of mathy stuff. I'm not that mathy girl anymore. If you are a YouTuber and you want to know how to work faster, then you're definitely going to want to check out one of the videos in the playlist right here. And I'll see you next time, and a little more calm.